Hello there everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. It's time to try and land on this little chunk of nothingness in orbit around Eve. So we're going to put this beast on the ground, ideally on the sunny side of the planet, which actually is going to be a bit of a challenge because I'm in a polar orbit around it somehow. But that's okay, that's the plan. We'll just, let's see which way we're going. We're actually coming around to here. So if I want to put it down, say right around here, then yeah, so we need to bring it down. We need to start our burn right about there, which is in 1 hour's time, which means it's completely on the opposite side of the planet. Well, that's okay. So I've already confirmed that all of my science is done on the... Oh boy, can't time warp at all right now. Yeah, we're basically just skimming the sun line right now, aren't we? Okay, let's just make sure all of my settings are right. So we'll be getting rid of these engines shortly. We're just trying to land on the sunniest part of the planet possible, really, is all there is to it. Wow. Okay, we're just barely below 8,000 meters. This is going to be mildly annoying, isn't it? I thought I'd fixed that. Well, apparently not. Apparently our... No, we must be just coming up to our apo. No, we're coming down to our periapsis. Oh, it's only at 7,500 meters. Well, maybe we're just going to land right there. Well, I got enough fuel. I could actually even just twist my orbit a little. So let's try that. Let's try right away. Let's see what we can do to... okay, let's get rid of that. We're going to rotate our orbit a little and see how much engine power it's actually going to take to do that. Alright, that doesn't change any of that. That's the best we can do right now, I think. Whoops. Alright, a lot less prograding burning. Okay, cancel that. That was a screw up. Get rid of you. Brand new maneuver. What we need to do is rotate it so that we start coming down on a sunnier part of the planet. Whoops. My goodness, this is very twitchy. The amount of... There we go. That's a little bit more like it. Okay, so if we do that, that'll at least land us on a sunnyish part of the planet, which will be something. And that burn is in 2 minutes and 19 seconds, and it's going to be a real little one. In fact, it shouldn't take much at all to pull this off. Yeah, whole 1x. Can't warp at all right now. We're real time. So that it will really take us 20 minutes to do this burn. So let's just make sure if I put it a little... Oops. And I screwed it up. Right there. A little rotation, a little less. Yeah, it'll work just fine. I'm just giving it a tiny bit of fuel to try and do this twist here. Because we might as well, because we got lots of fuel to spare right now. Lovely. That estimated burn is if I gave it full fuel, full throttle, I think. There we go. Much better. Now then, get rid of that. Start planning a landing maneuver. Yeah, if we come down, we actually want to burn a little later. But if I burn right there, that will, yeah, won't let me time warp at all now. So we're stuck with a real-time landing on Gilly here. A little scary, but that's kind of the price of doing business here. So I might actually cut the video briefly. It's not even a question of impatience. It's just a question of, you know, waiting for the opportune moment to begin this burn. Well, we might as well start our turn. Batteries are still off on the upper deck of the ship. So is the RCS. I've got a hotkey set to turn that off. Or, sorry, turn those back on again. Hold on. Am I flying from the right place? I don't know. Yeah, looks like it. Let's assume that's right. Okay. 5, 4. Alright, and these are things that all have to be done with... Okay, and we are now in a landing trajectory, such as it is. Because the orbit goes through a big bloody mountain. Okay. Alright, and we'll do a bit more of a burn when we are above the sunny part of the planet in a few minutes' time. But I can also get rid of these outer rockets here. Because they are not going to be necessary for much longer. Okay, so if I do a burn right here, in 22 minutes time, yeah, we're going to have to wait. I got to figure out how to fast forward this. This is insane. I guess I could. I've got to splash down, so I need... Alright, we'll quick save right now. I have an idea. This might actually work. So we got 20 minutes until the burn. So we want... Let's see, where's Gilly? There's our guy. Switch to. There it is, floating in the ocean. Now what I need is a clock. Okay, up here. 11:49. So we need about 15 minutes to go off of the clock here. So we need it to be 3 or 4 minutes past 11. That should do. This is one value in leaving your ships behind here. So that's... So we'll go with 3, 4, 5. Okay. Map. Come on. All right. Hold your horses here. Space Center. We'll just have to go... Obviously, there's something wrong with my ability to go back, probably because there's something in the way. Gilly's such a small little target. That's probably most of my problem, but we have other solutions. This is experimentation with how to fast forward a mission. Orbiting Gilly, there it is. And did that work out the way I had hoped? It should. All these things' orbits should continue simulating. Let's see, where are we? T-minus 5 minutes till our maneuver node. Excellent. So are there any other targets I could switch to? There's... Oh, I see. Oh, hey, there we are. Apparently I can't focus on either of those. That's some extra garbage left over from various things. Not letting me warp, but I am on a trajectory that will put me down on the sunny side of the planet regardless, so we can do this burn a little early. That should be just fine. Alright, let's do it this way. First things first, we're going to get rid of... Here we go. Whoops. Lovely. You just got to keep the maneuvers nice and small. Now it really thinks we're landing, which it is absolutely right about. We are landing on Gilly. It's coming along quite nicely. The important thing is we're going to land on the sunny side of the planet. Now it's going to be all retrograde burning to make sure that things go according to plan as we land. But no time warping. That is so crazy town. I guess I don't even have all that far to go at this point anyways, so. It's actually funny that if I understand this planet correctly, I'm actually going to have to be careful not to completely bounce off of it and go flying back off into space after landing. Which is just a hilarious thought, really. Okay. So according to this, we are, I don't even know how long it's going to take us to land, but we're going 18.3 meters per second. And are we accelerating at least? Actually, I could accelerate that, couldn't I? Nope, that actually speeds up my, that's interesting. Yeah, speeding up doesn't help because I'll just wind up coming down harder, and that would not be good. Where's my ship? Why can I not see my ship? I probably toggled something by accident, haven't I? Alright, when in doubt, we just have to do this the patient way. And let ourselves slowly drift down at a speed of 18.7 meters per second. It's funny, you know, this thing could probably make its way back to Eve, but I really don't have any intent of going there with this particular ship. It's got no parachutes. So it wouldn't be I don't think it's going to be able to get down onto Eve anyways. I'd be hard pressed even to get to the planet. This is a lander for the moon, for this moon. Pretty explicitly, in fact. I just find it really funny that our acceleration is so low right now. Let's just do one last check on our numbers here. No seismic, no atmospheric, no temperature, no gravity. No, stop it. Okay, and we'll put that away in case we start rolling. Let's turn our electrics back on, and our extra RCS is back on. Excellent. It's funny, you know, the last 5,000 meters on Kerbal takes absolutely no time at all. And here we are looking at a massive amount of time before we reach the planet's surface on Gilly. It's funny, I must have accidentally toggled something. What was that control? Whoops, no, F12 just stops my recording. Well, we're accelerating a little. If I do a little bit of that, I slow down, but I also make it so I might land sooner. There we go. That looks good. All right. Things go well, we might actually land on top of that hill right over there. Although the actual orientation and angle of Gilly gets a little confusing because it's so small. You know, hills and valleys are relative things. Definitely relative things. It's actually one of the harder landings I've done in a while. So let's see, so we're measuring right about here. And we're heading towards there, which means we're actually we're coming over a low spot right now. We're heading towards a high spot. So we could actually be a lot closer to the ground than it initially looks like on my screen right now. That's the part I can't really say for sure is exact, because I can't, we're not visible on here anymore. I hit the wrong button at some point, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. But let's just cut a little bit more horizontal motion out of our orbit. Why do I have a horrible feeling I'm going to come down on the side of a mountain or something? Because I probably am. Well, that's quite the mountain, isn't it? That's quite the view. Look at that. Isn't that a cool view? Let's see, so, you know what, we can probably get rid of our... Let's see, this is our surface imager right here, and it needs to be decoupled. There we go. We'll get rid of that, so we don't need it anymore. It served its purpose quite nicely. Okay. If I thought that I could get this whole ship down intact, I would. But I'm 90% certain that the rest of this is not going to work out the way I would have hoped. So I really need to get this away from one another. So let's get rid of the outer rockets first. Let those fall a little faster. Beautiful. That thing's just going to sneak right through and not hit anything. Lovely. Perfect. Now let's make sure this engine is actually enabled. Yep, it is. Good stuff. And we'll have these engines turn on at the same time I fire that, so that I don't lose the lose control or anything. Looking good. Those are going to crash somewhere. It'd just be really funny if they crashed, bounced back into orbit. I don't think that's physically possible, but it would be really funny. Okay. I don't know what that button there is. There's a green flashing light down here. Yeah, we're coming down pretty good. It's just looking okay. That doesn't look like a half bad landing area anyways. It's interesting, we're actually coming down faster than it should, says our orbit says we should. And this thing I probably will get rid of any second now, because this, if this was enough to work on Ike, it'll definitely be enough to work on Gilly. So let's do it. There we go. Yep, no problem. Gear down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Low velocity. Okay, we're not that far from the ground now. Oh, for gosh sakes. Just a second. Whoops. Sorry about that. Welcome back. Phone calls, texts, the whole works while I was off there. So, time to get back to it. That ground is coming up deceptively fast, I think. Because my altitude and my... It feels like I'm going really, really fast right now, is the thing. Because there's the ground right bloody there, and yet it says my altitude is 3,000 meters above sea level, so... Oh, see, that's what I was afraid would happen. Oh, wrong one. What a funny planet this one is. Alright, rotate a little more. Yeah, it's lying. It's lying big time. And the eagle has bounced. Come on, get her down. Get down on the ground, you silly thing. All right. We are down on Gilly. And it says I'm at... I don't think it's very happy with the shape and size of this planet, I tell you. Whoa! And there we bounced right there. Gravity scan. I'm in space near Gilly right now. That's kind of freaky. Temperature scan from the surface. Transmitting. There's all my crap landed. Atmospheric pressure. Nope. You think you got a reading for a second? Nope. Just a smudge on the gauge. Alright, let's open up that transmitter here permanently for the purposes of looking awesome. Send it home. 48 science. Now for the big... This area appears to be seismically dead. Well, let's let home know that. Come on. Transmit data. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Transmitting. Come on, you silly thing. Wish it wouldn't close up after it's done the transmission. Alright, sending our seismic scan home from Gilly. There's nothing going on this planet. This moon. Looks like most of that ship's actually intact. That's pretty funny. Interstellar litter bugs. That's what space programs are. But that's cool. That's very cool. So that actually completes this mission. I guess I could get to Eve if I really wanted. I wonder where it is right now. Must be below the horizon. But there's really not much reason to. This thing won't survive the landing, and I have all the science that I need from that location. So this thing can just sit here and slowly burn down its battery over the next eon. Send back useful information on occasion. And there we are, 300 more science right there. Oh. Can I cancel the transmission? Apparently it's decided to retransmit something. I probably finally decided to actually stop transmitting. There we are. Excellent. Okay. So that's the science. That's the science of Gilly. No gravity. So if I just go and pop up into the air, no, I've got everything of importance right there. Okay, there we go. Gilly is complete. What do you know? All right, let's go back to the Space Center and have a look at things. That was a wacky landing. Gilly's got a bit of a problematic size and shape, doesn't it? Let's see how close we are to actually achieving another science result. Or another tech node. 1,700 science, and these cost 1,800. So I am like one medium-sized batch of science short. And I don't think I have any way to get a medium-sized batch of science right now. It's going to be probably a trip to Moho is my next thing on my list. And then I can get this one right here, because this will give me the next tier launch capacity, which is going to be nice to have. That gives me my nuke as well, which is a generator. And hopefully that will... Oh, and there's a shielded docking port. But I think the nuke is the thing I need to send a probe to the outer planets. It says here in fine print. Yeah, grabbing unit would be for asteroid encounters. That's not really something I'm planning on doing in the near future. This is all for science, for flying. Ooh, Science Junior is another science device. So the module needs to be returned to Kerbal for analysis. So this is a new, so it's something that a think a Kerbal has to operate that. Yeah, a Kerbal on EVA runs the tests, and then we send this thing back. Such as it is. And these are the next tier batteries, but that's not going to do me much good. Ooh, new shapes of probe cores, which is going to be useful as well. Retractable solar panels, which these I could actually send down to the surface of a planet for long-term rigs. And this is the stuff I need to start building. Rovers. Lunar rovers. One-man lander can. Oh, I've got a one-man lander can? Oh, I had no idea. I didn't realize I'd gotten that with the recycling unit. That might be just what I need. The Mark 1 lander can versus the two-man toucan. Let's see. So this one has 45, carries 180 life support, and this one carries come on, I want to look at the rest of the details about this thing. Arrow keys? No. I might have to look in my science lab. But okay, so I've got a different option for a lander here I didn't even think about. This lander can combined with a recycler might be a really good rig. And then I only have to send one guy out in a... Worth contemplating. Worth contemplating. Let's go into our ship design area and have a look. Sorry, I'm on to other things because a moon landing trip would get me that last 100 science I need, I think. Actually, I should look and see how much science I get from those. Okay, let's find that thing. Where is it? Mark 1 lander can. There we go. 272. Okay, it's got absolutely diddly squat for life support. So it has less than half the life support of the two-man can, I think. 180 divided by 2 is 90. So yeah, less than half. But if I use the... but 70... Okay, let's look at the weight. This weighs... Let's just think. This guy weighs... Mass, 1.24. This guy weighs 0.68. And this weighs 2.5. So that's heavy. Cupola weighs 4.54, so yeah, that's my problem. But a life support unit on a two-man lander can, on the other hand, that is worth contemplating. I'm trying to think about how to design a lander. But yeah, it looks like a two-man mission is going to be necessary, not instead of a one-man mission for this. So, heck, you know what? Let's design it. We'll use two-man can. No. Whoops. That went weird on me. Nice. There's a four-man can. Don't need that. Alright, so if we say we're going to go with recycling and then a docking port on top. So we can't travel through the biometric scanner. That's an important fact. Alright, well if I didn't do that, that's a lot. Maybe we can do it without the recycler. Let's... Because this is the ship we used for our last mission. How much does the command pod weigh? 4.72. So it's the same weight. If I couldn't do it with the cupola, I definitely can't do it with the command pod. So let's not be too ambitious here. So we need... Let's see, science. This thing needs to go down to the surface of the moon with a biometric sensor array. And that weighs 0.3. I'm getting the impression that crew can't transfer through it, so we need to design accordingly. Whoops. Well, that was wacky. That was special. Boy, this thing gets funny. This game gets funny sometimes. Okay, so let's go with a low, a minor probe core here. Actually, you know what? We need to conduct an experiment here. So there's our probe, there's our backup probe core, but I can't access it when I do that. Probe core, lander can. Lander can attached to the probe core. So what we need to do is test the biometric sensor array, because it would be a lot easier if it was on top of my ship. I need to answer one very simple question. Can Kerbals transfer between the biometric sensor array? That's just a really random question just to wrap up today's session, since it went a little short, I think. I can't actually say that for sure because I don't have the total length of time I've been recording in front of me. But I want to know this now so that I can spend some time off camera finishing the design of the next lunar lander. There we are. So the question that I need to answer is, first of all, landing gear definitely on the list. Utility. We need the heaviest duty landing struts here. Corner snapping. There we are. And extend the gear. Start. Extended. Okay, excellent. This shall be moon lander test. Okay. And we'll just get a guy out. It's going to be filled with Kerbals, I think, but we'll just pop a couple of them out and do the transfer test. Because it's not that far to fall. They should be fine. There's not even any engines on this thing. Okay, so we've got two guys in here. So what we should be able to do is transfer. So there we are. So transfer. Can't get there from here. Okay, so you cannot transfer crew through the biometric sensor array. Now we know. We're at flight vehicle assembly. So next question. I'm just trying to figure out my limitations on my design here, because this is really a question I should have answered a long, long time ago. Okay. So biometric array will have to go. What the heck happened? Why does it always insist on doing that? So that has to go. So if I'm going to take a biometric array with me, I mean, I could do that. No, I can't do that. Don't do silly things, Gord. So if I'm going to take a biometric sensor array on this trip, it's got to go like that. That's just the way it's got to work. So now the next question is, because we're trying to figure out how low, what height we can go to. Can we put batteries on the roof of this thing and transfer through them? Because if it doesn't tell me, it doesn't say that crew can transfer through, so I'm going to assume that it will work the way I think it does, but we're going to confirm it experimentally, because this is what we do. We try things, and sometimes they work. Because it's definitely going to be a challenging thing if the biometric sensor array can't work that. It has to. Okay, so transfer. No. Can't get there from here. Okay, so the batteries act as a barrier as well. So that answers some important questions. So I'm going to have to sit back and design this thing, which I will design for the next episode. And I think we're going to deliver a new lander to the moon for the purposes of our next lunar mission. I just don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. So, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.